Ladies and gentlemen, I joined a chess club, and Tuesdays we play tournament matches. And this video, I'm going to be reviewing my first tournament matches with you guys, pointing out all the mistakes, all the good moves, and yeah, hope you guys enjoy it. Hey, Future Binger here, just telling you guys that we have merch. We currently have t-shirts and baseball caps. Links will be down in the description below to order them. We're also currently working on hoodies and winter hats, toques for you guys who live in Canada. And we're hoping to have those out in time to order them for the Christmas season. So join my Discord for all the new updates on that, and let's get on with the video. Alright, so it took a long time because I had to put all the moves from the spreadsheet into chess.com analysis board. So if you guys like and subscribe, that would help a lot. Anyways, e4, e5. Basic king pawn opening. Also, if I move around a lot, it's because it's my standing desk. Standing desks are awesome, by the way. But anyways. So yeah, king's pawn opening, knight's variation. Then he goes to d3. I go d4, d5. Planning to maybe, overtake. I'll take his pawn, bring out my knight. And he brings out his knight attacking this pawn. Which doesn't, it's pretty easy to defend. And now he can't take because he'll just, yeah. Well, he could. So he brings his knight out. So I abandon this idea and go d4. He moves his knight because, otherwise he was losing his knight. Could have brought it back or maybe here. You have some variations that could work. Well, he could have also brought it here. But that's not that much of a good move, although his bishop... Oh, also, when he moved his pawn here, that's not a good move, because he's just blocking his bishop from this diagonal. You wouldn't go there, but he's blocking his bishop in. So it's not a good move. Don't play that move. So we kick his knight away. He goes here. But that creates a target, so I brought out my knight. He pushes his pawn. So, unwritten rule in chess, guys. If someone moves their pawn 2 squares and you have a pawn next to it, en passant. You got to play en passant. Alright, I played it really quickly. I actually didn't. I thought quite a bit. These are 1-hour games. But I en passanted him. He took back, I take his knight, and we trade. We trade a few pieces, but I'm up a pawn. So he lost the trade. Brings out his bishop to the only free spot he can. Maybe having ideas of, not that because that wouldn't work. Maybe moving his knight, maybe here, opening up his bishop. I move my queen over here, looking at this free pawn. He castles. I think it would have been better to defend it, maybe with that move, or I'm not necessarily pointing out good moves, but I could have defended it, not move it because, well, it's pinned. Anyways, he castles, I take the free pawn, and he develops here. He could have done this, and it would have kicked away my queen. But he does that, which is a worse move. I bring out my bishop. Looking at this bishop, but that's actually a bad move. Let's check the review. Oh, by the way, I play at an accuracy of 72.6. But that was a bad move because... Oh, yeah, I eventually... there's a line of moves that I could lose my queen. But in that case, I don't know, here I don't need to take. I could move out. This. But white would still be completely winning. But they castle, which is the best move. I take. Which says it's a mistake. But at the same time, you don't always listen to Stockfish. Because Stockfish is a robot, and we are humans. We're not Magnus Carlsen either. But he moves out his bishop here. That's a mistake. That's a blunder, apparently. Because the queen, probably. Or I think yeah. Anyways. So that's a miss because we just trade, because we're up 2 pawns, so we just trade. And we trade bishops, and then I castle. So your computer is asking me to do this. So he pushes his pawn, and I move my rook, defending the pawn. Stockfish was thinking something more like this. Actually, that's a mistake. Taking is better. After take... Oh yeah, I should have done that in the game, actually. No, not the knight. We should have just traded pawns. Anyways, I defend the pawn, moves his knight. This was a mistake, because these 2 pawns that's attacking are already defended. And the knight cannot move forward. Well, that's not how a knight moves. The knight cannot move forward anywhere. It can only move back here, here, or here. So he's got to reroute the knight. He goes here, it's easy to kick out. Oops. This is actually what happened in the game. It says it's a miss. Probably because this was better or something. Yeah, because it's defending the pawn. Anyways, so either he moves back or he reroutes the knight, but then your knight's on the edge of the board, which is what he did. And it's a blunder. Why is it a blunder? Because you end up losing a knight. Or no, you end up losing a pawn, but same thing. Knight, pawn. I move my rook forward. I cannot remember the reason I did this. Maybe a future doubling of the rooks, but at the same time, I played horribly in this game, so yeah. They move out their bishop, so now Stockfish says it's a mistake, but he has this. He's got a rook and a bishop staring at a single pawn. It's protected by my rook, but he can create threats. He can do, as Stockfish is saying, do that. So I take the pawn, which Stockfish says is a good move. We can trade knights, although I'm not going to do that because I don't like trading bishops for knights. So he reroutes his knight, about time. Best move in this position. I played the best move, which is defending this pawn. Also, he blocked his rook by doing that, so I don't know why. Oh, that's a good move. But anyways, also, why do you think he can't take here? Take with the pawn. It doesn't work. So he takes with the pawn. And here, I take the free pawn. And what do you guys think I do here? You might think it's simple. But it's not. Because I sacrificed the knight! Oh, Stockfish kind of ruined it. But no, I didn't sacrifice the knight. I did sacrifice the knight. I threw away the knight. For free, no trap, nothing. I thought for like maybe 5 minutes, and I saw that was in good line, but then I went back to that line. When I think for too long, that's what happens. Like, I go back to bad lines and play them. So, that was a wasted turn. I just moved back. He targets my bishop. But he can't take, because I'll take, and takes. Oh, well, maybe he could. But I double up the rooks. That's why I didn't ignore it. But then, he moves his bishop away from the very good attack here, which I can easily block, which is actually what I did. Great move. And then he moves back! He could have moved back here. He's defended by the rook. But he moves back there, so I take a free pawn. Well, then he blunders. Why is this a blunder? Because he loses a bishop. So he checks me, I move here, so it's kind of a useless move. And then he checks my pieces! But remember, at first glance, I was like, oh no, I just blundered a bishop. Checks, well not really, because I could have just moved here and protected it, although it's, yeah, I'm dead winning still, but remember, checks, captures, attacks. Can I check in this position? Yes. Is it good? Yes, because it forks the king and the knight. Counter fork. So he looks to take that pawn, I move it forward, and I defend this pawn. And I think that's probably just a waiting move. Because, yeah, I got 4 passed pawns, and yeah, So I moved that pawn forward. He could have probably just attacked it. No, not really, because I just pushed. But anyways, so we check him. Moves closer. Move our pawn forward. Moves closer. We bring our rook, because he's attacking our rook. So everything's defended. This is defending this. This is defending this. This is defending this. This is defending this. This is a weak pawn, though. This is also a weak pawn. So he probably could have done this. No way of defending it. But he targets the wrong pawn. And then I realized I could save the pawn. Checks, captures, attacks. Just kidding, I moved the pawn forward. So now this pawn is completely hanging. What am I gonna do? I just blundered a pawn. Takes the pawn. But remember, checks, captures, attacks. What's more valuable in the capture? A check! I check him with the rook and I take his rook after, and the rook is defended by the pawn. And then he moves back, move our pawn forward, and I win by resignation. It was mate in 6. It was a great game. Honestly, I loved it. It was the first time I played in a tournament, and I won. So, that's all I got for you guys today. Peace.